Aloha Honolulu, Data here with episode 10 of the Honolulu Huskies Custom Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode. In the last episode, coming off a big off-season where we signed some big names, including Alex Ovechkin to our second line, a franchise mode monster who we are going to have on our second line. That's where he fits with Danault and Rantanen. We have Cole Perfetti, who has grown to an 82 overall. Michael Dal Cole is breaking into the lineup after playing like the last 3 seasons in San Diego for us, putting up some decent numbers. We have Peyton Krebs breaking the lineup, Jake Leschyshyn breaking the lineup, Kailer Yamamoto's up to an 85 on the first pairing, Lindback and Kovalev are both playing in their first seasons. So it is going to be something special. Also, Georgiev making his debut with the Huskies as our new backup. I was thinking of putting Cal Peterson there, but it did work out to get Georgiev, so Peterson will continue to be the starter in San Diego, but he should be our future backup next season because Georgiev, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him re-signed at a cheap price tag. Anyways, we have a lot of new faces. People have grown. We are looking good through the preseason. We're 5-2-0. Scouts are sent out. Coaches are set. All the scouts are signed, and we are ready to hit the year number 4, 2022-2023 regular season. So I'm excited. The last 3 seasons, we've made the playoffs twice, and both times we got eliminated in the 7 games in the first round. So hoping for big things this season. Got to keep an eye as well on Wong, who's a 79 overall down in the juniors. Not time to call him up just yet, but we're going to keep an eye on him. Some pretty decent players in our system, like Trevor Wong with a 79 overall at the age of 19. Broberg's at a 78, Kaliev's at a 78, so keep an eye on them throughout the year. But without further ado, we are ready to begin year number 4 of this franchise mode. We are at home at the Diamond Head Arena here on the island of Honolulu on top of the dormant volcano. Coyotes are 1-0-0. It is our season opener. Jonathan Drouin opens up the season with a goal 34 seconds in, and then Duke Silver on the power play. I'm excited for this season, boys. First period 2-0. Second period 3-0. Duke Silver gets his second as we have a 3-0 lead heading into the third period of our first game of the year. 4-0 now with just a few minutes left. Rantanen adds another, and that is going to be all she wrote, boys. A 30, no, how many saves? A 20, oh yeah, we had 30 some shots. A 20 save shutout from Jordan Binnington to start off the year. Mikko Rantanen scores a goal and an assist. Duke Silver scores twice with 5 hits, and a 4-0 victory to start off this season. Last year we finished, I think we were the 4th best team in the NHL with 40 some wins. I'm looking for this year to be something even better. I think we can do it. So to start off the season, let's get the first 10 games or so done in the simulation. Let's go up to this game against the Capitals, Massimiliano Bio and the Washington Capitals. He's won the last 3 Maurice Richard trophies, so that'll be a good challenge. A huge 10-5 win against the Senators, all right. Keith Yandel, 3rd and 4th, no way. Beat the Stars 2-1, beat the Leafs 5-2, shut out the Bruins 5-0, and then we lose 8-0 against the Red Wings. My goodness. So we're 5-1-0 to start the year. Blues fire their coach right off the beginning of the season. My goodness, we beat them 3-1 to put their record to like 8-1. They have no wins through their first 9 games. They fire their head coach just like that. So through our first 10 games, we're 7-3-0. We started off the year on a 5-game winning streak, lost to the Wings 8-0 in quite ginormous fashion. Then shootout win, loss, and we come up to this game against the Capitals, who are 3-5-2. Let's see what we got in the tank, boys. We have players who seem like monsters. Duke Silver. We got Alex Ovechkin, John Klingberg with a +5 on his defensive pair, Jordan Binnington. This team has finally started to come together, and this may just be a big year for us, boys. Ovechkin on the power play, and then Dougie Hamilton. Second period, 2-2 as Montour and Ekblad tie the game up. We're doubling the shots, but the score is tied at 2 here in the third period. Power play here. We have a +5 in that first unit, but the Capitals kill it off. Halfway through the third, the shots are 36-17. Let's go, boys. Who's going to be the hero? I'm looking at that first line. Kailer Yamamoto, what do you got in your tank, Bello? We're headed to overtime. 43-24, the shots in our favor. Come on, boys. We deserve this one tonight. Need to get one by Jake Allen here. But now it's time for the shootout, boys. What do you say? Yes, let's go. Duke Silver and Mikko Rantanen. Lucas Dostal was in nets. All right. And actually, yeah, he came in after Jake Allen. I guess he got pulled. 22 saves for Dostal, but a goal and assist for Ovechkin. 25 saves for Binnington as we move to a record of 8-3-0 through our first 11 games. Let's keep it up. Any other good teams out here who are looking good? Actually, the Kings are looking really good, and they're our rivals just on the coast of California. So let's go see D'Angelo Vickers and the LA Kings. 2-1 win against the Hurricanes, 7-3 win against the Rangers, 4-2 loss to the Oilers. And then the Jets, also a good team. We lose to them 6-3. We're 10-5-0. The Kings are 10-3-3. The winner gets 11 wins on the season. Let's see what we can do here against D'Angelo Vickers. First period, 1-1 game. Kovalev and Ryan Suter, who they're desperately trying to trade. He gets a goal for them, but Pavel Kovalev, the rookie, on his fellow countryman Sergei Bobrovsky. Second period, oh my goodness, 4-1. D'Angelo Vickers, look at the special teams. Power play goal, followed by 2 shorthanded goals, Bozak and Vickers, 12:58 and 11:23. So that was on the same penalty. Lafreniere goes for hooking, and we give up 2 shorthanded goals on the same penalty. That is very shameful. That's crazy. We're down by 3 here in the third period. Come on, boys, that's crazy. Power play to get us back into it? No, let's call it a day. 4-1 loss. We had 32 shots, but a big night from Bobrovsky. Yikes, that was a tough L to take right there. We are now 10-6-0 on the year. That's a bit, we've dropped off a little bit in the last few games. We're on a 3-game losing streak here. Well, let's sim a few games here. Maybe we'll go up against Jinkyo Chung and the Colorado Avalanche. Good year for rookies, says the Pro Scout. We're on a 4-game losing streak as we lose 2-1 against the Red Wings. We beat the Wild 4-1 and beat the Hawks 8-4. Good. I think we can keep simulating a little bit. We have a couple games against the Flames next week. Let's just go see one of them. A first for Jake McCabe and a third. Are you serious? 4-3 over a shootout loss. What are these trades? To the Avalanche. Then a 4-3 regulation loss to Ellis Anderson and the Predators. Flames, we lose 3-2. Then a 7-6 overtime win. We're 13-9-1. We have really dropped off in the last month. Duke Silver, wow, 36 points in 23 games for him. But I don't know, someone, somewhere is not doing well. So who is the link that we have to look out for here? Yamamoto has 17 points. The second line's not doing super well. Yeesh. What? 1 goal, 3 assists. How are you this bad, Deno? How do you have 1 goal, 3 assists, and Ovechkin has 10 goals, 13 assists? What's Cole Perfetti doing? 3 goals, 2 assists. What? Drouin said, maybe it's time to switch. Maybe it's time to switch Perfetti and Dano. Give Perfetti the second line minutes. Michael Dalcol, -2. Cole Lind, +3. Leshizin, a +6. Krebs, a +6. Okay, that's not the issue. Lindback's a +6. Klingberg's a -6. Okay. +1, +1, +7, +4. Huh. I think I keep the defense the same. Dougie Hamilton, maybe I switch someone up on the second pair. Maybe Sider with Ulevy would be not. Sider and Ulevy switching wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's try that out. Binnington's playing well. Is he? Eesh, not that well. 3.04 goals against average. Gorgiev not playing well either. 3-1-0, 902 save percentage, 3.15 goals against. Binnington 901, 3.04 goals against. Sheesh. Not that great. I'm tempted, do I switch Perfetti and Dano, or do I switch Drouin and Dano? I'll try switching Dano and Perfetti. Let's try that out, keep the +3 going. Let's see what they have to say. Maybe Drouin can be switched up there, though, and he'll become a center. With these line changes, let's see what we got at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. The Flames are 17-8-1. We have only 13 wins on the season. Let's get it, boys. Early goal from Leshizin on Ben Bishop. Beautiful. First shot of the game. First period, 2-1 lead. Peyton Krebs gets another. The fourth line's coming through, and Hartman scores on Binnington. Second period, oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3 goals in 3 minutes on Jordan Binnington. Then Lindgren scores on Gorgiev for 4 goals for Calgary in this period. Cole Perfetti does score up on that second line, which is nice, and Jake Gensel gets a goal. It is a 5-4 game heading into the third period. Shots are even, but there are 9 goals. Mikko Rantanen with the 10th goal of the game. This game is tied up at 5. Barely 50 shots on net, but there's 10 goals between the two teams. Long power play here. Come on, boys. Can't capitalize. late in this game now. 10 goals. Peyton Krebs, his second of the night. Is that going to be the winner? Oh, yes. Peyton Krebs, the fourth line comes through. 2 goals for him, including the game winner. Olofsson and Lindgren both get 2, but we win 6-5, just squeaking out the win. Eesh, that is not the way I like to get my wins, but I will take the W. Continuing on here, let's go see the Islanders. I know I'm seeing a lot of games in a short period here, but I want to see Eddie Fontaine, the French international, in nets against us. So, oh my goodness, back-to-back losses, 5-1 and 3-2 in California. Chop PlayStation Network in the top right corner. Here we go. Eddie Fontaine and the New York Islanders, they are 15-6-4. We're 14-11-1. We are starting to collapse here after a great start to the season. Let's go, boys. First period, 2-2. Leschyshyn and Rantanen. Tolvanen, legend, and Jost score on us. Second period, 3-2 as Duke Silver gives us the lead. It is a tight one. Alex Ovechkin adds to it, though, 4-2. Radulov comes right back on the power play 20 seconds later. We are holding on to a 1-goal lead with lots of hockey left to be played, being outshot 32-25, and Gusev ties it up at 4. 8 goals scored through the first 50-some minutes. We are down to 4 minutes left, game still tied. Power play late for the Islanders, headed into overtime. They're going to start it on a power play. We killed it off. The last couple minutes of overtime, nothing comes from it. We got outshot 43-30 in that game, and we lose in a shootout as Sam Steele and Cody Glass get the winners. Mikko Rantanen's goal wasn't enough, and we lose 5-4. So we are really struggling, man. We are really, really struggling through the first, 27 games of the season? Yeah, first 27 games. So let's do games 28, 29, and 30. And then we will get a better idea of what we're looking like through the first 30 games. So sim these next 3. We are Suzuki, and no, are you serious? 6-3 win against Vegas. Philadelphia, we beat them 8-5. There we go. And then Vancouver beats us 5-1. So we're 16-12-2 through the first 30 games of the season. Let's pause and check out the stats. So we're currently in a wild card spot in 13th of the NHL. Our power play is at 26.3%, which is not... Actually, yeah, it's actually second in the NHL. Sometimes you see a bunch of teams in the high 20s, late early 30s, but we are second best at power play in the NHL, but penalty kill at 71.3. That probably makes us one of the worst. We're the second worst in the NHL for penalty kill. Oh man, it's such a fickle system when it comes to changing things around for the penalty kill. Gives it a +1, but it's terrible, or you can take it a -1 and you have players that are good. What are you going to do? It's like either I take Leschyshyn and it's a +1, or I put Rantanen here and it's a 0. Would I rather have a 91 or 82? 82. But then some people say line fit, other people say chemistry. Which one is it, boys? Which one do you want? So Phil Dano, you're a -10. I don't know. Let's switch these forward pairs around. Silver, Leschyshyn with Seider and Klingberg. We'll try Dano and Rantanen with Kovalev and Lindback. But these two young guys playing together, maybe it doesn't work. Let's try Lindback and Klingberg, but they already play together in the top pair. Kovalev and Seider. Whatever. Let's try that out, just to switch things up a little bit. And Leschyshyn, get out of here, man. How much ice time do you get a night? 10:29? You're lucky that you get that, fourth line center. Let's try somebody else. Who else fits on the penalty kill? I have to go through every single one of my players to see who fits on the penalty kill. You know what also is garbage? I'm not really complaining, but I haven't gotten an injury to a player in like 2 seasons. If the slider is at 10 on 100, I had to stop every 2 seconds for an injury. I move it to 8 on 100, no one's been injured in 2 years. It doesn't make sense how these sliders, I have to kill myself to make it realistic. Shouldn't the people who make the game be killing themselves to make it realistic? I'm not going to kill myself to make their game realistic. If they don't want, then that's just the way the news goes. This guy's a sniper, has 6 goals in 30 games. Let's try Gensel, Dano, Silver, Rantanen. No pluses anywhere, but at least I'm getting some high overall players in. It really doesn't make sense how the penalty kill is that bad. In the points section, though, Duke Silver has 45 points in 30 games. That is wild. You love to see that. Alex Ovechkin has 16 goals and 34 points through 30 games. Beautiful. Klingberg is 29 in 30. Rantanen 25. Gensel 24. Yamamoto 22. Could be better on the first line with a +5, that's for sure. Drouin 21. Dougie Hamilton 21, Cole Perfetti only 11, Leschyshyn 11. See, look at this down here. Danault, 7 points in 30 games. What? How? How? Peyton, these guys on the fourth line have more points. Cole Lind has 10, Lindback and Kovalev actually have good plus minuses. Danault has a negative 10. The guy has 4-star defense, one of the best defensive player on my team by far, and he's a negative 10. Doesn't make sense. Bennington is 13, 11, and 2 with 2 shutouts, 894 save percentage. What? All right, time to switch things around a little bit. Drouin's going to come to the top line with Yamamoto being switched to the third line. Switch him with Dal Cole. Do I put Danault and Yamamoto together? A playmaker and a playmaker? Dal Cole's the sniper, but he only has 4 goals and 5 assists in 30 games, even though he has 3.5-star shooting, which is not crazy, but should be good enough to get it done. Do I mix it up and put Perfetti? Perfetti has 88 passing. Danault has 86 passing. I guess we'll try it like that. Perfetti, Dal Cole, and Yamamoto. And then on defense, I guess we keep it +8, -3, +2, +4, +4, and -4. So, I don't know. I guess we'll keep it like this for now. Bit shocking, to be honest. I don't really get it. In the AHL, how are these guys doing? Kaliev has 25 points in 23 games. Suzuki has 21 points in 23 games. Williams has 10 points in 23 games. And on defense, Broberg has 13 points. And Justin Barron has 8 points. Cal Peterson lighting it up. Maybe I bring Cal Peterson to be my new NHL starter. Why? Binnington, he was good at an 87. As soon as he became an 88, nope, he's no longer good. As soon as Yoli gets too good in overall. Whoa, 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 what's our record? We're 21, 2-0? That's wild, man. But we can't do anything in the NHL. Okay, with those little changes done, let's simulate a small sample size. We're going up against some good teams, but let's get 5 games simulated, and then we'll see game number 6 against the Coyotes. But let's see next 5 games. 5-4 loss, 5-3 loss, 1-0 win, 4-0 loss, 5-2 win. Okay, so we went 2-3 in those 5 games. We're 18, 15, and 2. Coyotes, you're a bad team. If we lose against you, big changes are coming. Sharks fire their head coach, 3-2 loss. Big change time. All right, here we go. First line, Ovi, Silver, Rantanen. Second line, Drouin, Perfetti, Gensel. That's going to be the new top 6 with people going overall highest. Forget the plus whatevers, +1, Joel Edmondson's going to come in for Olli Juolevi. Give the second pair a +5. Kovalev and Seider will play on the bottom pair. Olli Juolevi will now be scratched. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the trade block even, because who knows what some offers might be. So just to do our due diligence, like always, not even much value. He's on the last year of his deal. Yeah, I don't want to have to sign him for $4 million next year when he's doing nothing right now. Go ahead and browse through the trade blocks as well to see if anyone is of interest. I know Max Pacioretty is probably on the block still from Tampa Bay. He would be a really good pickup probably. I need someone with 1 year left on their deal. Matthias Ekholm, no, not him. Someone who's high overall, 1 year left on their deal. Jason Zucker, 27 points in 38 games, maybe. What is he, a 2-way forward? Yeah, but somewhat interesting. James Van Riemsdyk's on the last year of his deal, 24 points in 35 games. Would he even fit the lineup? It says forward line 2 maybe. JT Miller is on the last year of his deal. 7 goals, 5 assists. What? Disgusting. Here's Pacioretty on the last year of his deal. He has 8 goals, 24 assists. He would definitely be he would fit in the second line, it says. So maybe he could replace, who's on the second line? Drouin. Drouin drops to the third line. Max Pacioretty is the only guy I'm genuinely considering. The rest of these guys, I don't think so. We'll keep that in mind. Let's simulate a few more games with these new line changes before we make any more drastic changes of the lines and any trades and stuff like that. So let's simulate next 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 games against Vancouver in the next week. So let's go see the last one of them maybe. 4-3 loss. What? 3-0 loss? What is happening? 9-6 loss? We're 18, 20, and 2. How has this happened? We're 2-8-0 in our last 10 games. How has this happened? Where did we go wrong? We had such a good team. What's going on? Drouin, negative 14. Dalcol, negative 10. Perfetti, negative 12. Edmondson played 4 games, did absolutely nothing. What's going on? Gorgiev, 881. 3.94 goals against. Man, okay, it's time to make a trade. What do you say to this, Tampa Bay? I have to choose pretty much between Edmondson or Ulevy. I'll probably keep Ulevy over Edmondson since Edmondson is older and even a lower overall. So what do you say to this, Tampa? They would accept it. Okay, so Gorgiev and Edmondson straight up for Max Pacioretty. You can give me a 7th round pick, Tampa Bay. What do you say to that? I knew you would. So Gorgiev and Edmondson are off to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Max Pacioretty, welcome to the team. Let's fix up these lines and please, for the love of all that is good in this world, let's win some hockey games. Okay, boys, let's do this. Gensel, Silver, Rantanen, +3 on the top line. Ovechkin, Danault, Pacioretty, +3 on the second line. Yamamoto, Perfetti, Drouin, a monstrous third line. Look at this top 9, boys. We should be scoring goals out the window. Krebs, Leschyshyn, Lind on the 4th line. Dalcol becomes a scratch. Lindback, Klingberg, Hamilton, Ulevy, Kovalev, Seider. Let's do this. In nets, Jordan Binnington, backed up by Cal Peterson. We claimed him off waivers. He's won 2 straight Calder trophies. He hasn't played in the NHL since 2019-20 with Toronto, but he's been a monster down in the minors. He's 19-1-0 this season. Come on. This guy deserves the chance, and he's going to run with it. Let's go, boys. Let's get this done. Let's simulate some games. Let's get some victories. We are being shamed right now. And people fly out to Honolulu. They go to lie on the beach. They don't even prepare for the games. They just laugh at us when they come to our arena. Let's go. The Canucks are 23-16-3. We're 18-20-0. Let's get a win tonight with Max Pacioretty in the lineup. Playing with Ovechkin on the second line. Come on, let's do it, boys. First period, there we go. Leschyshyn and Silver. Second period, 3-1. Duke Silver on the power play. Pietrangelo on Binnington. We have a 2-goal lead in the third period, boys. Let's go. Let's get this W. Power play, Duke Silver. Let's go, Bello. Still on the power play, 4-1. I should put Pacioretty on the power play as well. And we take it 5-1. Ovechkin adds a power play goal. That's what we like, boys. Hat-trick from Duke Silver. 23 saves from Jordan Binnington. A goal and an assist from Alex Ovechkin. This is what we should be seeing every night. Let's go, boys. Let me just edit up the power play, like I said, and get Pacioretty in there. So putting Pacioretty on the top unit and putting Drouin on the second unit makes it +5, +3 on the power play. So that is what we love to see. I don't think Pacioretty could play, could he? 3.5 star defense? No, we won't put him on the penalty kill. Okay, this could be the thing that turns our seaseason around, boys. We're 19-20-2. We just got to squeak into the playoffs. Let's get some simulation done and go up to, you know what, the Predators beat us 9-6. Let's see what we can do against them next time we face them. Also, I want to see what the Blues record is. They're 19-17-5. Wow, so they're 0-8-1. They fired their coach, and then they went 19-9-4 since that. So, wow. But then a 5-0 victory against the Sabres as we get a nice shutout win. Tides are turning. There we go. 6-1 win against the Sharks. 5-0 loss to the Coyotes. All right, you got to give and take, 5-4 win against the Bruins. 4-1 loss against the defending Stanley Cup champion Columbus Blue Jackets. 3-1 win against the Jets. And a 5-3 loss to the Blues. So the Predators are 17-24-6. They beat us 9-6 and 4-3 in our last 2 meetings. So let's try and get a W here, boys. We're 23-23-2. Let's go over 500. Let's get it done against Ellis Anderson, the high franchise 2-way defenseman. And the Predators. First period, up 1-0. Moritz Seider on Mackenzie Blackwood. Second period, 2-1. Jake Gensel, but Brendan Gallagher scores 1 for them. Right in front of the net, of course. Where else would he score from? Jankowski, who's a power play god or something, ties this game up at 2. Shots are 28-18 in our favor halfway through the third period. Game's tied. Come on, boys. Ovi, Pacioretty, where are you, boys? Power play late. This is it. What? What are you doing? Andre Kesa, the guy I traded away like 2 seasons ago. We had the power play. What are you doing? One of the worst teams in the league has beaten us 3 games in a row. Oh my goodness. Let's go up to this game. I'm not going to watch the one against Washington, but let's just go up to there. Petrie and a third for Pajot, a third and a fourth. That cancels out. Let's just go up to that game. We beat the Avalanche 5-2 because that is when I'm going to fix the scouting after the All-Star break here. We're 24-24-2. It is getting dicey out here. 6-3 win against the Penguins. We're 25-24-2. Take a pause. I'm going to update all the scouts. Man, 76 points for Duke Silver. That's crazy, and we're still so bad. Update the scouting, then we'll take a look at the team and the points. So 20 minutes later, all those scouts are sent out. Beautiful. Take a quick look at the points as we said we were going to. 76 points in 51 games for Duke Silver with 44 goals. That's pretty wild. Alex Ovechkin with 32 goals and 63 points in 51 games at the age of 37. John Klingberg's just over a point per game as well with 52 points. Rantanen and Pacioretty both with 41. How long's Pacioretty been here? Not long. He has 8 points in 11 games. All right, very nice. Drouin 36 at a negative 15. Gensel 34, which is pretty disappointing. Yamamoto 30. Then everybody else down here, all with pretty shameful numbers, to be honest. In nets, Jordan Binnington 22, 19, and 2, and Cal Peterson is still yet to play a game. Look at the entire NHL. Does Duke Silver lead the league in points with 76? He does. 5 points ahead of Rory Cherry, who has 71. And Duke Silver also leads the NHL in goals, 2 ahead of Cherry with 42, Beal with 39, Klingenberg with 37, Beats with 34, and then after that goes Ovechkin with 32. So Duke Silver, quite the monster this season. Zadina has 65 points, Draisaitl 64, Jonathan Marchessault has 63. And then in the goalie category here, John Gibson has 29 wins, Eddie Fontaine 24, Sandro Tommy 24 as well. I'd say it's between Eddie Fontaine and Sergei Bobrovsky for best goalies in the NHL. Varlamov, 76 overall, is 22, 18, and 2. He has the same record as 88 overall, Jordan Binnington, so that's cool. Rookie skaters, it's Shane Wright with 32 points in his rookie season leading the way. Joe Veleno with 26 behind him. Atu Ratti as well, 18 points. Our rookie, Cole Perfetti, has 15 points in 51 games. A bit tough, and Leschyshyn is there as well. So those are the points as of 51 games through the season. We're 25, 24, and 2, which gives us a power play percentage of 27.6%. PK 72.4, still bad, but better than it was earlier when we looked at it. We've now dropped to 20th in the NHL. It's crazy that we're in 20th, but our power play is number 2 in the league, and then our penalty kill is second worst. Yikes. At least it's gotten about 1% better since we made those changes. Now I can get another little chunk of simulation done. The scouts are sent out till May. I'm ready to ride until the end of the year. Let's go see Tony Klingenberg and the New Jersey Devils in a couple of weeks. McCann a 4th for Petrie in a 5th. Petrie gets traded again. Shootout loss to the Capitals. 6-4 loss to the Flyers. 3-2 win against the Hurricanes. Simulation engine is slower than molasses going uphill. Zucker and Dell go to Edmonton for Jonas Brodin and a 4th. We beat the Panthers 3-2 in overtime. Beat the Devils 5-4 in a shootout. Don't want to make that trade. It wouldn't be the worst deal, but not really interesting. Clefbaum, nah, I'm not going to do that. Mike McCarron. Flames are a very good team, and we beat them. So slow. Bailey and Pissick for a 1st and a 3rd. We beat them 5-2. Kaliev, Barron in 2 seconds for Hayden Fleury, Alex Borgman, Valerie Nichushkin in a 3rd. What in the world are you smoking, boys? Clefbaum a 2nd, and Nelly Jokovic to Toronto for Ryan Johansson in a 3rd. Panthers, we beat them a week later 3-1. So we have a back-to-back Sundays here, now back-to-back Tuesdays. Cheapy Tuesday at Diamond Head Arena. The Devils are 35, 14, and 10. We are 30, 25, and 3. They're definitely a better team, but they have a lot of overtime losses, so maybe we can squeak one out here against Tony Klingenberg and the Devils. First period, 1-0 Huskies. Jonathan Drouin on point. Second period, 2 goals for the Devils, Aho and JVR. Shots are pretty even. There's a 2-1 Devils lead in the 3rd period here. Power play for the Huskies. Let's go, boys. Nothing. They get stage fright whenever I come to watch them here. We kill off that penalty at least. The power play goes up 0.001%. The penalty kill goes up 0. Adam Ernie. And we'll call it a day as we lose 3-1 to the Devils. Getting close to the trade deadline here. We're going to go right up to it to see if we're going to make any deals. We're on the brink. Are we contenders? Are we pretenders? It is tight, man. Edmondson and Georgiev. What? That's crazy. The exact trade that I gave to Tampa Bay for Pacioretty. They then trade those exact two pieces to Winnipeg for Tierney and Martin. Two prospects, I guess. All right. 4-3 loss. No, I'm not doing that. To the Blackhawks. Mikey Bruno and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay, we lose 5-4 to them in a shootout. And then we lose 4-2 to Buffalo. So we're 30, 27, and 5. We're 1 point out of the last wild card spot. Oh man, 50 goals for Duke Silver at the trade deadline. Man, what's not going right? What are we doing wrong? How is Binnington so bad this year compared to last season? Oh man, it's not so bad, but how is he worse? Gensel's not scoring goals this year. I don't know how or why. He's always 20 plus goals and 70 points. This year he's barely at 40 with 11 goals. Rantanen, Pacioretty, what's he done since he's come here? In the 22 games he scored 15 points. Danault has 9 goals and 16 assists. Between Ovechkin and Pacioretty you have 16 assists. I don't get it, man. Let's try Perfetti up there. Drouin is a -16. Yamamoto has 4 goals and 31 assists. Cole Lind, the fourth line's okay. -4, -5, Cole Lind. Maybe you switch out Cole Lind. I don't know. This guy O'Connor, Logan O'Connor. He's a two-way forward. Why not give him a few games out there? Lindback's up to an 81. He's a +8. Klingberg's a -4. Hamilton +2. Ulevy -1. Kovalev -6. Seider -6. So let's try switching Ulevy and the classic Ulevy-Seider switch. Maybe that'll do something. You know what? No, let's put Kovalev up with Hamilton and try the +3 on the bottom pair. Try to get that going maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. In the minors, we're 41, 11, and 1. Crazy, man. Now at the trade deadline, I'm going to do my due diligence, of course. That's the word of the episode. And we're going to browse through all the trade blocks, see if there's anyone interesting with 1 year left on their deal. Malkin's on the trade block, but with 2 years left on his deal and medium exact top 9 potential, he's going to drop more. I can get him next year for a much cheaper price tag if he continues to just keep dropping. Not seeing anybody out here. All these guys have... Oh, wow. Ellis Anderson is on the trade block, huh? The first created player that I've seen on the trade block, and it's the Nashville Predators who are putting him there. Just like how they put Tolvanen on the block. Oh my goodness. Do I trade Wong for Ellis Anderson, maybe? He's making 9.7 for the next 6 years. That's a crazy good contract. Let me just finish off the trade blocks here. Oh my goodness. Do I go after Ellis Anderson? That would be quite the move. Carter Hart's on the block, but he's going to want a big contract after this season, so no point going after him. JT Miller still isn't good. He's gotten better since last time I saw his stats. James Neal on the block. Zachary Lehrer. Boone Jenner. Okay, on Winnipeg Jets. Matt Murray. Okay. Let's go look at the Nashville Predators and Ellis Anderson. Now that would be something crazy. He's high franchise, 93 overall. He's signed long term. And what does he do per season? 40 plus points per season on our team as well. Could be something special. Oh boy, I could make him an offensive defenseman if I had to. I could make him a defensive defenseman, even play him on the first pair. What would it cost to get Ellis Anderson? I could trade Trevor Wong. I got Trevor Wong knowing that I might use him for trade bait down the road. He's a very good prospect. He has 66 points in 46 games in WHL right now. I'd have to trade a defenseman back probably. Klingberg, Lindback, Kovalev, all these guys are pretty much untouchables. But if I could trade... let me see what I can figure out. Could I trade Dougie Hamilton, Joe Nichols, who has 16 points in 53 games. He's medium top 6, 20 years old, 69 overall. Wouldn't be the worst thing to trade him. And Calgary's first round pick. They're a good team, so it's not super valuable. Can I trade these 3 pieces? Oh my goodness, Ellis Anderson, welcome to the Honolulu Huskies. We just pulled a crazy deal off. Thank you, Nashville. I don't believe it. This is the game changer. We have 2 created players now on this team. Oh my goodness, let's fix these lines. Ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere, I was thinking of selling people with 1 year left on their deal. Welcome to the team, Mr. Ellis Anderson. Son of famed athlete Ross Anderson. 5-star everything except for 4.5-star senses because of, well, I don't even know why it's 4.5-star. 89 offensive awareness, I guess. And 3.5-star skating. You know, he's not the best skater. We'll say that. He is not the best skater in the NHL. But he has the shooting, the defense, the physical. He is a strong boy. 99 strength. He benches 3.5 plates, no problem. Let's see what this boy can do. I am buzzing that we got another created player, and for a cheap cost as well. Dougie Hamilton was doing well since we signed him, but he wasn't doing crazy. Like, he wasn't like I wouldn't trade him. He was making a lot of money, and I don't mind moving him at all to get a defenseman like Ellis Anderson on this team. Wow, that is crazy, crazy, crazy. So thank you, Nashville. In Anaheim, they trade me Eli Tolvanen, and now in Honolulu, they trade me Ellis Anderson. So looking at the contract sitch, that does cost me $4 million more, but next year I will have a lot more money in the tank. See, like Ovechkin and Pacioretty are both expiring. I have 21 mil, so I could re-sign all 3 of these guys. Pacioretty I'll probably let go, but he only wants $4 million. Drouin I'll definitely try and sign. He wants 5 something, and Ovechkin. Drouin currently makes 5.5. Let me see if I can get him for cheap right now before he starts to want more. He says that he does want the extension, so if I could go 3 years at 5.225, that would be great. I'll keep the other Pacioretty and Ovechkin on the back burner, but if I get Drouin for a little cheaper for the next few years, that would be nice. Boys, let's go see this game with Ellis Anderson in the lineup. I cannot believe that we have him. Thank you, Nashville, for trading him to us. Let's go, boys. First period. 2-1 game. Ovi on the power play. Vanek and Radulov score. It's Cal Peterson in nets. That's why. Let's go, boys. Let's get the goals to help out Cal. Second period. 2-2 game. Jake Gensel on Eddie Fontaine. Shots tied at 22. Score tied at 2. Power play. Ellis Anderson's on that second unit. Jake Gensel moved to the first unit. Both of them have +3s, I think. I could make Ellis Anderson an offensive defenseman, give the top unit a +5, but then the top deep pair wouldn't have a +3. So you got to be careful with these things, I guess. Overtime, as 60 minutes solved nothing. What does overtime have to say for us? The shots are still pretty tight, and Cody Glass wins it for the Islanders. Tough game. Fontaine is very good, and Peterson is our backup. So we'll give it to them on this one, boys. We'll give it to them on this one. But let's go see the St. Louis Blues. And Drouin signs on. Great. Easy decision. So, merci, Jonathan. Bienvenue à l'équipe pour un autre 3 ans. Diamond Head Arena. St. Louis Blues. They're a losing team. Let's get it, boys. Let's see what we're really made of. Second period. Okay, Ellis Anderson on Antti-Ranta. Power play goal from the boy. Welcome to Honolulu, my friend. The fans are going absolutely bonkers for Ellis Anderson in the stands. Oh my, we're up 1-0. Late in the third, 31-22 of the shots in favor of St. Louis. Don't you dare tell me. No. Don't you dare tell me. We win 1-0. Not only did we get a shutout, but the game-winning goal to the newest acquisition. 23 save shutout for Binnington. 1 goal for Ellis Anderson. Cal Peterson made 14 saves. Oh no, that means Binnington got pulled for some reason. Oh no, no, no. Okay, he's not injured. Thank goodness. Oh boy, let's get this season simulated, boys. Let's see how the rest of this season turns out. With Ellis Anderson, we are 1-0-1. Let's go see the Oilers. They're a good team, 33-23-8. Get a few weeks of simulation done. So overtime loss, followed by a loss, a loss, a loss. Okay, you know, you win some, you lose some, but then we get a couple of wins. A loss, a win. Okay, 6-0 win against Dallas. We're 34-31-7. 3-2 overtime loss. We are on the brink, boys. We need to get some wins here to squeak into a playoff spot for the wild card. Come on, boys. We need these wins. Let's go. First period, 1-1. Eichel and Rantanen shorthanded. Nice. Second period, nothing. Jake Ottinger is in nets. The guy is a 74 overall last season. He can't be more than a high 70 right now. Come on, boys. Power play Edmonton. We kill it off. There we go. 1-1. Come on, boys. I need to check if Ellis Anderson's on the penalty kill. I don't think he is. Maybe that would help if I could put him there. Yeah, I definitely should put him there. Oh yes, Jonathan Drouin on that new contract in the final seconds, and Kovalev adds the empty netter as we beat the Oilers 3-1. Thank the heavens, boys. 31 saves from Binnington, goal and assist for Rantanen, 2 assists from Silver. Thank goodness. We are 35, 31, and 8. We are closing in on the wild card spot. All right, Ellis Anderson is on the first penalty kill unit now. Oh, this season's coming to a close, boys. Let's go see, oh man, the Kings, huh? Do we need to beat the Kings? Yeah, they're right above us in the wild card spot. This could be, these 2 games against the Kings right here could be what make or break the playoffs for us, boys. Game 1 of 2 of our last 2 games against LA. Vegas as well, we need to beat them. Let's go, boys. We need a W tonight. First period, Kylington. Second period, nothing. Third period, boys, come on. We need a goal here in the third. We've been shut out for 2 periods. Shut out, shut out, shut out. Oh my goodness, the Brinkat. Up 2-0 now. This is deadly. Forget it. Forget it. Who is in nets? Who is in nets? Bobrovsky, of course. All right, we take the L. Kings are now 5 points ahead of us. Oh my goodness, it's going to be really tight here. It's going to be really tight. Let's go the next 3 games. We need 3 W's. Come on, boys. 8-5 win. Good. Come on, take down Calgary. Oh, 5-4 loss. Oh my goodness, 5-3 loss. Oh, that could have been it. I think that might be it, even if we get 3 straight wins. Oh man. We're not going to catch Edmonton at 86 points. What about in the Central? No, both wildcards. No, we're done. We're done. If we win if we win 79, 80, 81, if we win our next 4 games, we get 88 points. The Oilers need to go like 0-1, sorry, 0-2 or 0-1 in their last 2 games, and we need to win all 4 of our last games if we want to make the playoff. We need to get lucky and we need to win. So this is it, boys. If we lose this game, we are done. We are done. At home against LA. Let's make the playoffs. First period, 1-1. Ellis Anderson and Alexis Lafreniere. Second period. Binnington, why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me, Bello? Why do you do this to me? 5-2. Okay, Ellis Anderson. Thank you, Ellis Anderson. 5-3. Power play again. Power play again. Oh, shorthanded goal. What? John Klingberg. We're within 2. We're within 2. Come on, boys. Power play. Let's go in and see. I missed the first minute of it, but let's go and see. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. We're still on the power play. What I did this game was I locked myself to the coach position, so at least I can control the lines and the strategies and all that, instead of just having to see the 4th line out with like a minute left for some reason. Here's Drouin. Yamamoto in front, Rantanen. Oh my goodness. Great chance there. Deno picks it off though. Anderson, Yamamoto, one-timer. Oh, huge save by Bobrovsky. 30 seconds left for 2 goals. Not gonna happen, but let's see what we can do. But what? What was that? It was a delayed penalty against who? Why would my goalie leave the net? Whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? It was a delayed penalty against my team because LA now has a 5-minute power play. Why would the goalie go to the bench if it was a delayed penalty against my team? It would be Bobrovsky going to the net. What in the world was that? I guess this was the delayed penalty here. Ellis Anderson boarding Lafreniere. But then, so delayed penalty, Bobrovsky should have been leaving the net, right? Yeah, look, Bobrovsky's leaving the net. It's a delayed penalty. Why is my goalie leaving the net? What are you doing, Cal Peterson? Why would this happen? EA, bro, what is going on? EA, your AI is so trash garbage. Come on. Alright, so we needed to win that game to get into the playoffs, and we are definitely going to lose now because of a mental EA glitch. Probably would have lost anyways, to be totally fair, but are you serious, EA? There's a delayed penalty, and my goalie leaves the net, thus leaving an empty net, and the other team just scores into it, no problem? Does that make sense to you? Rammer and all you guys over at EA Studios, does that make sense to you? I don't think so. Beat Vegas 2-1. Edmonton, actually this could be big against the Oilers. No, it's over. If we beat the Oilers and we win again, then we get 86 points. How come they're not clinched though? Because the Stars are fighting for a spot as well. Whatever, we're done. Just let the Oilers win for all I care. We beat them 3-1. And the Canucks, we beat them 2-1. So we won all the games we had to, except for that one game. And we finish off with 86 points. And if we had just gotten one more win, we would have tied with the Oilers, tied with the Stars. We would have had 40 wins. No, we would have made the playoffs. If we had won one more game, we would have made the playoffs. So in year number 4, with our best team yet, a team that I thought would be monstrous, we missed the playoffs for the second time in 4 years. Doesn't make sense. Duke Silver has a crazy year. 61 goals and 114 points. 95 overall he's at now. Ovechkin 88 points as 37 years old. Klingberg 71, Rantanen 67. Max Pacioretty, we pick him up. He scores 25 points in 42 games. Ellis Anderson, we pick him up. He scores 10 points in 20 games, -3. What's with all the negatives from everyone this season? Why are there so many negatives? Why? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Drouin 51, Yamamoto 44. People just need to grow over the offseason. We need to be monsters next season, man. Cal Peterson was 2-4-1 with an .880 save percentage. Binnington ended up having a save percentage just over 900. Congrats. Duke Silver wins the Art Ross. Massimiliano Bio wins another Rocket Richard with 65 goals. Tavares 101 points. Derek Mongo had 97. Oh man, Tony Klingenberg scored 91 with 57 goals. In the defense category, Erik Karlsson and Quinn Hughes both had 80 points each. Jin-Kyo Chong 65 points. Power play ended up at 27%. Pound and kill ended up at 76.1, so it was better from the 71% it was at earlier. We made it to 76. But that's it, boys. That is it. In the contract situation, we just have Pacioretty, Ovechkin, Ulevy that we might have to re-sign here. What would Ulevy want? 4.9 million? Yeah, that's a qualifying trade, that's for sure. Pacioretty only wants 3.9. That wouldn't be bad. Maybe I keep him and trade him even. It'd be better than just letting him go. We have a lot of money. He does want the extension as well. I could give him 1 year at 3.550. And Alex Ovechkin, I would actually like to keep on the team if I could. 1 year at 7.725. Cal Peterson needs an extension. He did terrible, but deserves the extension, at least to be the starter in San Diego, at the very least. In the AHL, we went 48-15-2. Arthur Kaliev was a point per game at 65 points in 65 games. Let's see if we can have a three-peat in the AHL. Ovechkin renews, and Pacioretty and Peterson all renew. Beautiful. So we can trade Pacioretty at the draft even if necessary, if there's no room for him. AHL season is complete. That's true, the season wasn't over yet. We're looking for that three-peat. We'll simulate to around May 12th or something, so I can send out the next round of scouts. But I will see you when we have a Stanley Cup champion. And we got eliminated in the AHL in the first round. That's great. So the Dallas Stars are Stanley Cup champions. I believe they won in year number 1 as well. So years number 1 and 4, Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup. Salary goes up. Great. We do not win the draft lottery as we stay with the 14th overall pick. Toronto goes from 8-3, St. Louis from 10-2, and Arizona 7-1. Lucky dogs. So we will pick at 14th. View retired players for this season. Who's calling it a career? Eric Stahl, Patrice Bergeron, Thomas Vanek, some big boys, especially Eric Stahl. 500 goals, over 1,200 points in 1,500 games. Great career for him. Shea Weber retires. 77 overall, he dropped big time. And in the goalies, it is Corey Crawford, 375, 228, and 81 with 39 shutouts. Jonathan Quick also retires, a lot of shutouts for him. Varlamov, who was a starting goalie this season, as a low 70 overall. Mike Smith, Corey Schneider, Chad Johnson, Dustin Tokarski, all the legends going to the Hall of Fame. Dramelson is now a coach, congrats to him. Any retired things for us? Honolulu is still on board. Okay, no retired coaches, perfect. Don't need to do any interviews, don't need to edit the blocks since that doesn't even matter. So we're picking at 14th, we said. Let's look at the draft board. So we pick at 14th here. We had a late first round pick that we traded from Calgary that we traded to Nashville in the Ellis Anderson deal. So let's look at the draft class and see who we can probably get around pick number 14. Around there, it seems to be maybe this guy, Willie Paddock. Man, good year for scouting. A lot of these guys all fully uncovered. Beautiful. Good year for scouting. I could, if this guy Dupont drops, I could get Gilbert Dupont, or I could get Willie Paddock, a defensive defenseman. Not really down for him. Serge Vieilleux, could get him. A two-way forward. Malachi Giftopoulos, a Jewish first name and a Greek last name, and he is from the US. He's medium elite. Our scouts have him ranked at 12. He would probably be there. And then we have a couple forwards, Jalen Yannick, Alexander Henry. Could try and trade up to get this guy like Raymond Harkins, a medium elite center. Oof, crazy stats in the queue. 89 points, that's a terrible league, C- rated. Griffin Glass as well, also good stats in the OHL. So that's for you boys to suggest. Do you think I should try and trade up to maybe get one of these guys like Harkins or Glass, or do I stay at 14 and draft someone like Giftopoulos, who would probably be the guy that I go after? Similar to Ekholm, he's 3 years away. Not the greatest, I guess, but he has the potential. Vieilleux is 3 years away, similar to Theo Fleury. Paddock is 2 years away, similar to Mark Howe. Remember, Gilbert Dupont is similar to Joe Thornton, he's also 3 years away. And Glass is similar to no one, also 3 years away. Harkins, similar to Thornton, 3 years away. Everyone is similar to, like, there's like a pool of 8 players that everyone is similar like Michel Goulet, Theo Fleury. This guy going first overall is medium franchise, Skylar Pellick. There he is, similar to Michel Goulet. Then there's some good late first round picks as well. Defensive defenseman, this guy, Keaton Armstrong, who is 3 bars medium elite, similar to Henrik Zetterberg. And then besides that, there's other gems, medium top 6. Carson Bruce, probably go after him. So I'll look at a few gems. I'll pin all the guys that I want. But let me know your thoughts regarding, do I trade up, or maybe do I even trade down with the pick? We also need to figure out what are we doing with our roster. Because currently at forwards we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Depends if I bring Cole Lynn back. Perfetti will grow, Leschyshyn will grow. Yamamoto, I don't know if I feel like keeping him. Even Danault. Pacioretty I likely trade. Maybe Drouin I trade. I'm pretty open to trading anyone here except for Silver and Rantanen. So let me know your thoughts because I'm down to trade anyone. In the defense category, Anderson and Klingberg are untouchable, and so are Lindback and Kovalev for right now. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Broberg would probably grow. And maybe I have to trade. I'm down to trade Ulevy. I'm probably just going to qualify and trade him, or even trade him right at the draft. So that's another one. And then in the goalie situation, I'm probably going to go Binnington and Peterson as well, same as for next year. Trevor Wong is definitely going to grow and be an NHL caliber player next season, so I have to find room for him if I go in the system and looked at modifications. Arthur Kaliev could also make the NHL at a 79 overall. Suzuki's close to the NHL. We have a lot of players that are just on the brink who are growing very nicely. Josh Williams up to a 77, Barron's at a 76. Whoever this guy is at a 78. I signed him from free agency. Trevor Wong, there he is. He's at a 79 overall, put up 97 points in the WHL. Hunter Jones is probably going to be my starter next year at a 75 overall in the minors. Yeah, so I have a lot of questions for you boys regarding what you think this team should look like and who we should trade. If I did trade, I'm not sure if it would be for any players or probably be for picks and prospects, because we finally have the players who can just fill those spots in the up and coming through progression of overall. We don't actually have to trade for those spots any longer. Last thing to do is to just look at the awards for this season. Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup for the second time in 4 years. Hurricanes win the President's Trophy. It was Stars and Islanders in the Stanley Cup Finals. Individual awards, Duke Silver wins the Art Ross and the Hart. That's nice. And he also won the Maurice Richard, maybe even the Ted Lindsay. So Art Ross and Hart go to Duke Silver, James Norris to Quinn Hughes, Lady Byng to Philip Zadina, who had a really good season, got to give it to him. Calder goes to Shane Wright, Conn Smythe to Sean Monahan, Vezina goes to Thomas Greiss again. So back two Vezina trophies in 3 years for a guy who's 35 years old, 80 overall. So that really doesn't make any sense. He wins the Jennings as well with Casey DeSmith, another 80 overall. Werenski wins the Masterton. Coach of the Bruins wins back-to-back Jack Adams. Ryan O'Reilly back-to-back Frank Selkes. Duke Silver wins the Ted Lindsay and Maurice Richard. Sorry, I meant the Ted Lindsay. Maurice Richard, I knew that went to Massimiliano Bio for the 4th straight season. In the AHL, Arthur Kaliev wins Rookie of the Year. That's nice. It was his first season, eh? And Hunter Jones wins the equivalent of the William M. Jennings. We also won the John D. Chick Award for the best regular season in the Pacific Division. So congrats, everybody. We did it. So that's me for this one, boys. We have to figure out who are we trading, what are we going to do with our draft pick, and what do we do in this off season to try and get a good season next year. We need to really fix our defense. It's going to depend a lot on people who grow, so that'll depend after this coming off season. But we'll have to see what we're going to do. So please let me know all of your thoughts. I'm going to try my best to incorporate them. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button as I'm putting out daily uploads, especially during this time of quarantine, NHL and FIFA content for you. Thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts because I don't really know what to do either. And I will see you in the next one.